because at the current time I'm coming from Bihar, and in the society where I stay, it's a very conservative society. I was taught by a lot more people that अंग्रेज चले गए अंग्रेज के बच्चे यहीं छोड़ गए, right?
Mm, mm.
So that was the biggest stereotype that I deal with.
So, first of all, thank you so much for reaching out to me and for joining me today. How are you doing?
Okay. I'm doing really supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Thank you for
Wow.
asking me. What about you? How is your day treating you so far?
Oh, wow. I'm like, it's great to know your accent in just one sentence. Oh my God. Lovely.
Okay.
My day is also going exceptionally well, and I guess it's going to be very superb, exciting now after meeting you. I'm really
Okay.
looking forward to have the
Yes,
conversation.
I was, I was
Mhm.
also so excited to connecting with you because it was you are like my inspiration,
Oh my God.
and I have the desire to connect with you. I have been watching you since a long time back, and
Mhm.
that's how I was thinking that there will be a time I will be talking to you, and now the time has come.
Yeah, it has come. Okay,
Right
let
here.
me just open your mail because I guess you have mentioned that you have been learning the language for last 2 to 3 years, right? 3 years. It's been 3 years.
Yeah, it has.
Um.
It has been 3 years, but I was not exponentially working over my language. But
Mhm.
there was some gaps between that because of some circumstances about my house. So that's why I could not. But now these days, I think now these days I'm putting that much effort as it should be. So
Mhm.
so this is how my learning is going on.
Hmm.
And simultaneously, as you can see that I'm working over my accent. So yeah.
That I can see. Yes, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, it's so pleasant to hear you. Okay. I would love
Yeah.
to hear you a lot. So, first, why don't you give your short introduction to my audience and to me too?
Yeah, of course. So as you know that my name is Sonu, and at the current time I'm staying in Bihar. I was born and brought up here, and I belong to a farmer family. My father is a farmer, and my mom is a loan provider. She's a working woman. And for me, I am a student, and I have just completed my graduation. And as you can see that simultaneously I'm working over my communication skill.
Hmm.
So that's my short introduction. And for me, my determination is to be a language trainer. And
Wow.
for that, I am here. And I want to
Mm.
be an English language trainer.
Wow. English
And
language
that
trainer.
that's
Hmm.
yeah, that's why I have been exponentially working over my communication skill. And it's my unwavering commitment with myself. Definitely one day I will be demonstrating in a well manner that I have determined with myself. That's a commitment. So yeah,
Lovely.
that's my strong desire. So I would
Lovely
love
to
to
know.
know from you, ma'am, because you were been my inspiration, and I would like
Hmm.
to know from you that how was your journey learning this language, because it requires a lot more efforts,
Hmm.
perseverance. So how you have dealt with those circumstances that I have dealt with in my past time? I'm just relating myself with you. So how
Hmm.
was your journey?
Definitely, I would love to share with you. But as you know that I am a YouTuber now, so you must have seen a lot of my videos, and you must have, uh, you know, uh, seen in my videos that I how I have improved. What are the things I have been doing, and what are the struggles that I faced. But and people also know a lot about me on my channel. So this video is also going. I'm going to publish on my channel. So maybe
Yes, yes.
including people, including my audience and I, we are excited to know about your journey because my journey is there available, right? Anyone can watch, and that is why I guess as you have already shared that I am your inspiration. But I guess from today onwards, you are going to be my inspiration as I have seen, like you have even achieved, or I think you have attained the accent too, which is a little challenging, really, because because I personally
Yeah.
have been learning the language. So I know to attain a particular accent is really challenging. And in just a few minutes, I have learned 2 to 3 new words from you, like exponentially, unwavering. Wow. So I am super excited to know first your journey. So tell me, it's been
Okay.
3 years now. So how you have achieved this level, how you have improved, and first tell me the background, the history, like how you was before starting this journey, and then add how you attained the accent too.
Okay. So for sure, ma'am, I have started learning English language when I was preparing for my when I was preparing for my 12th examination. So
Mm.
at that moment, I realized why not to learn English language, because I was having a little bit time between that gap. Like I have just given the examination. I have appeared in examination, and after examination there was gap. So I thought, why not utilize this gap for my productive area?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have joined the institute where I have been for 90 days, but I could not amplify my communication skill as I wanted. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so and then uh, uh, and then I started working over myself. There used to be application which was Buddy Talk, and then I started using that application. Through those
Mm-hmm.
application, and through that application, I started practicing, and listening to podcast, and that has really immensely helped me so much. Podcast,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm very fond of watching podcast and learning new things. I'm very fond, so that has immensely worked for me. Whenever I used to encounter any like sophisticated or intricate vocabularies, I
Mm-hmm.
used to jot down over my notebook, and then I used to practice that. When it comes to speaking in English, when I practice, then I used to implement those vocabularies while practicing. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I have improved a bit, and I think still I'm improving myself. I don't consider myself I'm a speaker. I have improved a lot. I don't compete myself with anybody. I think I am in my level to learning or
Mm-hmm.
amplifying, definitely, because I believe in life has never ending learning has never ending process, right?
Yes,
So I
indeed.
believe in that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Proceed.
So that is why my journey is going on, and it's been 3 years. And I think I don't know how much time it's gonna take for my fluency. And now I think that I'm somehow able to communicate in a well manner. But before, I was unable to face the camera, and
Mm.
I had through. I think you must now, Mansi ma'am. I had some sessions with her. She
Mm-hmm.
went to Zostak. I had some sessions with her, and those were good sessions with her. And in that, I have practiced with some of the YouTubers in my past time.
Wow.
So it's because of my experience. Somehow I'm able to convey my thoughts with you right now.
Okay, that's lovely to know. As you mentioned that you
Yeah,
have
and
connected.
and you have asked, yeah. Sorry for the interruption. So, and you have also asked about my accent. So I have heard from a guy. He was from Bangladesh. He has told me many times, like, brother, you know how to speak in English very well, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what. But you should have some speciality. Like a lot more people speaks in English language, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just see that if you will be speaking with any specific accent, like an American, like an a Britisian, so
Mm-hmm.
you will be noted as like a particularly noted, right? People will be, like, in that manner you can you can seek the attention of the
Attention.
people, right? Attention, yeah. So that is how I started watching American podcasts. So in that manner I started pretending like to be them, how they speak, how they stretch the words. So I started playing with the words, and in that
Wow.
manner after some days I realized that now I am I'm likely to become like them. and still
Mm.
I'm practicing. I'm just trying to be like them. I just like to stretch the words. I just like to play with the words. In that manner,
Mm.
I'm amplifying. And even I don't ever realize, like, when I speak with in American accent, with the accent that I'm using right now, so I don't realize that from where words comes to my mouth, because I become habituated with the words. And the at this time, my subconscious mind is working right now, and I'm very apprehensive right now to dealing with you and facing you right now, because I have been watching you over YouTube, and
Mm.
it's my opportunity that I'm correcting with you right now. So it's very like a complicated situation for me to deal with you, and still I'm talking.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So how long have you been working on the accent particularly?
Particularly for accent, before 6 months, it would be
Oh wow. In
not
just
that
6
much
months
time I
you
have worked.
have
It's been 6 months. Yeah,
obtained the
I am.
accent, okay?
Yeah, I was because, ma'am, for me, I would like to tell you about my society, because at the current time I'm calling from Bihar, and in the society where I stay, it's a very conservative society. I was taught by a lot more people that अंग्रेज चले गए अंग्रेज के बच्चे यहीं छोड़ गए, right?
Mm. Mm.
So that was the biggest stereotype that I deal with, right? So here, I'm not. Whenever I likes to practice, whenever I feel apprehensive about my communication, I like to go at the place where nobody is around me, nobody is staring at me, nobody can hear me, like that. So I find a peaceful place for me, and then I practice. Otherwise, people criticizes about me, about the talks about my father, like what his children is doing. He's just wasting his time. Is speaking in English. What is the uses of this? Where he is going to imply this? Right. So these are the
Mhm.
stereotypes still I'm dealing with this. But yeah, my mom and my father consider me that whatsoever I'm doing, this is gonna help me, because they are a bit educated, and the lessons that I have learned from my father, not a Oxford schools. I can't learn that from a university's professor. The lesson that my mom has taught me, I can't learn that lesson from a university's professor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So, ma'am, you have diven into my character, and you have asked me some questions. So, I would like to know about yourself, because I want to dive in your character, because you have been my inspiration.
Oh my god, it means a lot to me. But first I would like to talk about the issue that you have mentioned about the stereotype. So, you don't need to mind those people at all. Because, see, you are at the level and you are totally aware of the benefits of this language. When you know
Yes,
the
yes, of
language,
course.
what are the benefits? So, maybe the people in your society who are criticizing you, they are not aware of even. So, when I come across such people, I feel pity about them that they are not even aware. That is why they are still keeping those thoughts in their mind. So you don't not
Yeah,
need to feel bad about it. You can just speak anywhere, anytime, freely, because you know what it is actually. Because I guess yesterday only I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about, like, earlier it is a global language, but earlier what Chinese used to do was like, we will go with only Chinese language and we can do business in this language itself. But now, as they are also aware now that English is a global language, and if you want to go beyond, you need to know the language. So Chinese also have started learning the language. The people earlier
yeah.
denied that they will not learn the language. They will go with this Chinese only. And I know many people from South Korea, as I have done my graduation in Korean itself. So from South Korea, also people are struggling a lot. They don't know how to speak English properly.
Yes,
They are
yes.
also struggling and they are also learning. So in every country, people are learning this language because they know the worth, of knowing English. So you are
Yeah.
already aware that access to information, knowledge is available in English. That exchange of culture happens mostly in English. The plethora
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
knowledge is available in English, right? Now, a lot of job opportunities that also is possible only when you know and when you have a great command over the communication skills. Yeah, so when you are
Yeah.
aware of these things, then you don't need to listen to those people whose mindset is fixed mindset, not a growth mindset,
Yeah.
right? They don't even bother to change, they don't even bother to learn new things. Then why you mind them? You should just avoid, just ignore them. Okay, do not take that much
Yeah. Of
pressure of
course.
society, people. No, you're doing a good job. It's like many people want this language. Even you are speaking the language with a particular accent, which is remarkable thing. Like many people like me maybe want to have a particular accent, but we know the worth, and we value these kind of people because we know the worth of the accent or the language. People who don't know at all,
Yeah.
do not just listen to them or just avoid them
They are not going to
entirely.
value at all. Yeah. Yeah. Of
Yes, they are
course.
not aware.
Whenever people just talk like that about me, I just consider that as flaws, vilification. I
Mm-hmm.
don't take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah,
Uh-huh.
but I'm still working on myself because the ma'am, my determination is to start an institute. Now I'm coming to the point. I want to start my own institute, uh, and I'm not preparing for any government examination, or I don't want any job. And my passion is to be a teacher. My passion is to be a instructor of
Great.
English language.
That's great.
Yeah, and that's my determination,
And that's
and
absolutely
that's why
commendable.
I have been spontaneously working over.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely great. Okay. Uh,
So I think, ma'am, it's
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
so I have some questions to ask from you. Okay, if you would allow me to ask some questions, that is a social question, and if you would allow me, so I wanna discuss with you.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, as we know that, what do you think about gender inequality? Like, as you know that it's especially seen in education. Like gender equality is especially seen in education,
Mm-hmm.
for in male education and in girl education.
Mm-hmm.
So how, like, I just wanna know your personal point of view on this gender inequality for girls. Like, how did you personally like take it, and what do you think it
Especially in
gender equality
education.
for especially in education for educating girls?
Mm,
Like there is a
mm-hmm.
biasness, there is some biasness I have covered in my society, and across the across my my accommodation. So I just want to know a bit from your side that how do you see this and what you have experienced actually.
If I talk about my experience, right, especially if you talk about the education, uh, like gender inequality, I come from a village, and the mindset, the perception towards girls in village is totally different. I don't know much about cities. I have lived, but I have lived in like colleges, in hostels where we get similar kind of opportunities. But I lived here in the village itself. So here, when I was a child, when I started learning, I faced a lot of, like, my father also got a lot of comments related to me when we started going to school. Like, earlier it was not that girls should go school and should learn. So my father went to school, but before that, prior him also, it was not possible. So sometimes I meet people who share that their grandmothers are also educated, but when I talk about my grandmother says, like, we didn't even go the backside of the school, so we didn't even hear about the schools. So it was like girls are just made to work at home itself. They need to just focus on the household chores. And why they should learn, why they should go school, because they don't need to work. That is like interconnected. That was the perception towards it. Like uh, people who are going to work, they need to study, they need to go to school. So women are not going to work.
Yeah.
Women have to just work at home and look after kids. So they don't need to study anything, or don't need to go to school. But I think
Yeah.
the thought process or the mindset has changed a lot over time. And
Yeah.
when my father, actually the good thing in my life was my parents are aware of these things. Like girls should be given the equal rights, especially if we talk about the education. So I have only one brother,
Yeah.
he's the youngest one, but my father gave us the equal rights. So I was very intelligent when I was in school, from first to fifth standard. So my father thought to send me in the Navodaya itself. So he did everything, the filling the form and everything. I was in only in the fifth standard. So I gave the entrance exam and I went there. So when I went there, many of my family, like extended family members, uh you know shared a lot of comments, like why you have sent her there, why what, like why you are doing these things
Yeah.
for her. She will get married one day and she has to look after the kids, she has to work in the home. So why are you just spending a lot of things on him,
They
on
were,
her?
yeah, they,
Yeah,
they were imposing the
a
they were
lot.
imposing the paternal,
Hmm.
like uh how can I tell, like they have the like patriarchy mindset.
Yes, patriarchy mindset, yes. Till then
Mindset,
it
yeah.
was okay to handle them, because in Navodayas you get free education and a lot of things are free there. So that was still okay. When my father started investing money on me, like during college, I went to Jharkhand. So it used to take even 3,000 I used to pay for travel itself. If I am coming, if I'm visiting my
Yeah.
family, I used to spend 3,000. And it was huge money back then when I started my graduation, because my father is a tailor. Okay. So and
Okay.
a
Okay.
farmer, we can call. So we didn't have that much money, so it was difficult, and that is why my father never went with me to the college. He never went to Delhi, he never went to Jharkhand ever. I went alone uh, because of the expenses. So
Yeah,
when he
because of the
started,
expenses. Yeah.
yeah, when he started spending money, so when I joined college, at that time I needed 20,000 for the I don't even able to remember, for the counseling and all those. My grandfather, maternal grandfather, helped us.
Okay.
Okay. Later my father returned, gradually, but in hand we didn't have 20,000. So my few of the family members again, like, why are you spending this much money on her? But
Money
you won't
over the girl.
actually.
Yeah. Over the girl,
Yeah.
especially over the girl,
Over the
not
girl.
on her.
Yes.
Over the girl. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Over the girl. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
One day she will
So
go to her
so
home and she.
that is
Hmm.
called inequality of gender.
A
And yeah,
lot. I have
I have
personally
more
experienced
questions.
it a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
But the good
And
part is my
how is
father
he?
took stand. Like he was very determined towards her. He was very determined towards her. Like, I want her to study because she's interested. First thing, and second, like, my father got inspired when he got to know about Kiran Bedi, Kalpana Chawla. So he was kind of like, girls don't have the option, they don't get the opportunity to go out and to study. So that
Yeah.
time, like, Kiran Bedi was the single girl in the whole team when she first time, practiced,
Yeah. Yeah.
played. Kalpana Chawla was also single one, right? So when family
Yeah.
members used to say these things, my father was like, those were also very single girls and those were given the opportunities.
Yeah.
That is why they have done something in their life. So if my daughter wants to study,
Something.
I will always help her, and I will always let her study, always let her achieve her dreams. And that is the luckiest
Yeah.
thing that I got in my life. So, but
So
I
I think
know
your
many.
father has really. Yeah, your father has really supported you in your study
a lot.
because he has, as you were telling, that he has dealt with some circumstances that because of the expense, he have not traveled within to the
Yeah.
college, and for me, he has given and he has expended that much expense for me. So,
Mm.
Rajni, ma'am, I want to tell you one thing from my perspective. So, for like I have like experienced this thing. I want to share with you. There was like in American and Indian, especially for teenager. I want to share my views with you that I have interacted with lot more guys from America,
Mm-hmm.
right, in my past time, and from Pakistan as well. So, like in American, what I encounter, and in just comparing American and Indian here, right? Okay. So I have interacted with them, and I like diven into them, especially
Mm-hmm.
Americans. Like I've watched over YouTube and their real life and their blogs as well. So
Mm-hmm.
what I encountered is in American is there like in the age of 16, 17 or 18, likely Gen Zs, right?
Mm.
Generation Z children, they are quite mature than Indians. I have
Yeah.
like personally like encountered that. So what's the reason behind that? Like in India, on another hand, if you see the Indians in the age of 17 and 18, they are not quite mature. They are
Mm.
not able to scrutinize the little things. But
Mm.
when it comes to talk about Americans and those who lives overseas, they are very perspicacious kind of mindset.
Mm.
They are very intellectual in everything. So what is the major reason that in comparison to Indians, they are quite mature. They have the capacity to
Mm.
scrutinize the things, like, yeah, or rather than Indians. So why Indians are inferior in front of them? It's the truth, and I'm very apprehensive about that. So I just want to know
Mm.
from your side, because you have studied in foreign language. So
Mm.
so how do you see this? Like how why they are quite mature and we are inferior in front of them in terms of development, in terms of personal growth, in terms of thinking capacity, right? Not especially I'm talking about their personal growth. I'm talking about they likes to talk about the invention of their country.
Mm.
They likes to talk about lot more things like which helps to grow their life, which helps to grow their mindset, entire thing,
Mm.
right? So
Mm.
what's the major reason that Indians are deprived? They are
Mm.
not they're not having that ambience here
Mm.
in India, but they are considered as very intellectual,
Mm.
perspicacious. Why? What is the major reason? So
Mm. Yes.
how do you see that?
I haven't observed or uh, did the research a lot about America and then India, but I know a bit about South Korea, and I guess I can just assume a little things about other countries too, which is, I guess, exposure, opportunities, and let kids or let the teenagers take the risks at the earliest age. And second, and one more thing which we can consider is like in India we have a fixed mindset kind of getting a government job, then to try their hands in different
Yeah,
businesses, to go out and learn. So first 8 to 10 years they are like the crucial years they spend only in preparing for the government job. When it comes to know that, when they realize that it's not working, or I should try something, I should indulge myself in doing some kind of a business, and then they go out and then they got scared. Oh my god, much competition. Oh my god, I don't know
yeah,
this. Oh my god. Well, because because of, I can say, the earlier generation which has the kind of mindset of to keep their kids at home and let them just do only
yeah,
prepare the government job, follow that the same monotonous routine, that do not try
yeah. We are just imposing our
yes.
mindset to the children.
Yeah.
We do not
In
see
South
that
Korea,
what's their interest,
uh,
where they are interested.
they
Yeah,
let them their kids go
go
out,
on.
explore the world, explore
Yeah.
different fields, and focus on their
Face the
passion too.
circumstances in the
Uh,
way of choosing their dream and pursuing their desired happiness,
Yes,
what they want
yes,
to
yes,
accomplish.
yes. In India,
Yeah.
even the
So
kid is very small. Then also parents start saying that okay, my kid will become a doctor, my kid will become an engineer. Why? Let him also explore the
yeah,
world. Let him also decide what he wants to do.
yeah,
But Indian families are too scared
yeah.
to take risks, try new things. If I talk about my family itself, my own brother, my younger brother, I have only one brother who is
And
youngest.
I want, sorry for the interruption. I want to
Uh-huh.
add you here something, and that's what becoming like our Indian culture families is just imposing that our kids will become doctor, engineer, and these kind of CA, this kind of thing. That is the major reason of
Hmm.
that is the students. In a majority of these students are coming in suicide,
Hmm.
in need, preparing for need and preparing for
Hmm.
several kind of exams,
Many
and
years they
because
spend
of
there.
because of because of the societal effect and
Effect,
the
yeah.
imposing the expectation of the families to the
Hmm.
students who have no, who don't want to accomplish that course, but you are suppressing that, or you have expended that money unexpectedly, like your
Mm.
children is not saying you to expend those money, and
Mm.
you have already expended, so they are in dilemma, and they think that that they have already expended this much money and I'm unable to clear the examination, what to do next. So they
Mm.
decide to do these kind of things, and they
Yes.
sometimes they hang themselves with you know
Yeah.
by leaving a note. So
Mm.
this is causing.
It is causing, yes. And I have only one brother. He's the youngest one. So he has chosen the path of trading. So trading, living in a village, selecting this career is like totally out of box, and was totally like everybody was why he's doing, he's going to lost everything, he's not going to do what full. Every family member was saying, control your kid, ask him to prepare for something. My father also started, because many family member was again and again telling my father to control your kid. He's I don't know why he's wasting. People were saying like why he's wasting his time in learning the trading, because he he was too crazy when he during lockdown to learn about trading. So he
Yeah,
even took out the hard copies of the charts of trading,
yeah.
pasted in
There is a
his
chart,
room.
so yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
and then he
got it.
was very very stubborn to just go in this
Curious,
field. To I
curious.
want to earn money and I will go in it. And many people said that no, it ruins life, it is too risky, you should not do that, and all a
Yeah,
lot happened, but still he is in that and he is doing. So I know, like, many people try to control him, and I always supported him that let's go, just go and do whatever you want to do. Just ignore everybody in family. And that is what
yeah,
we need to do, because families always control you to just focus only the same path that everyone is following, like prepare for something. Like if somebody doesn't want to do, then why to impose those things on somebody? But luckily I and my brother and I both have started whatever we want to do and what we enjoy now. And now my parents are
yeah,
like, "Oh, we are with you." So my father, my mother also support my brother too, my brother and I both. And that is the lucky thing. So I know it is difficult, and that is why it is happening in India.
yeah.
So
Yeah, this is all about. I think
mindset.
there is some political as well, political effect. There is a
Mm.
huge political effect, I would say,
Yeah.
and I think we are not being politically influenced. So I think our need, like our youth, is like depriving themselves, abstaining themselves to indulge into politics, and I think we are hardly required to be in politics or having the interest in that.
Mm.
As I was talking about Indian and American, what my consent were talking that maturity between Indian and American.
And that is
Like
because of the exposure,
I
right?
have
If you get exposure at the
because
earliest, you will become mature like faster than earlier. If you get the
yeah,
exposure
yeah,
at
yeah,
25th, like when you are 25 years old, then you go out, you got scared, then you come back, then you like a lot of things happens, and very way more later you got that opportunity, maturity.
yeah. Because of the exposure, yeah, that is the main
Mm.
factor. I've understood now.
Mm. We have
So
only 3 more minutes, then the meeting will
okay,
end. Yes. Hmm.
Like before that, I want to discuss about dowry system. So,
Okay.
if you have some knowledge about dowry system, because this is very essential matter, and I think this session is not gonna help your is not only gonna help your viewers to amplify their communication skill, but it's a bit informative for them.
Mm.
They will be having some social knowledge through this. Whenever I create any sessions with any of YouTuber, my consent and my mindset is to share something or to let
Great.
learn them something through my questions, because
Mm.
questions is the way which leads your mind to think, right?
Mm.
Because I've been continuously questioning you, so you are suppressing your mind, you are using your mind,
Mm.
you know. So you know, so once you with the questions we click the co-partner to, like, see, once we join any conversation, they are very they are just sitting. So
Mm.
they have not started thinking in their mind. Once they encounter any questions, so that questions clicks to their minds that now I'm in a boat. I'm supposed to
Mm.
speak here now. I have the
Mm.
responsibility. There is a someone expecting me to speak something, right? So
Yeah,
that's why I likes to ask questions,
that's great.
especially social question. And this conversation is not enough for us. I think I would ask you to create another session. So this will be the
Sure.
part 1, and there will be
Sure.
the part 2. And
Of
I
course.
ask you for that because I have lot more questions uh, that is abstract, that is important to
Mm-hmm.
ask you, especially
Yes,
because
sure, sure.
I consider you as a productive woman who can assist me those those things which I'm apprehensive about,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have been watching you since a long time back, and it's my responsibility, and it's your responsibility to let your viewer know
Mm.
whatsoever the circumstances that they are dealing with, right?
Mm.
So yeah, so I think I have so I think you don't have time.
Only very
So how
few
much
seconds we
minutes is
have.
it?
Only very few seconds. But
Okay.
with the help of this session, people will get to know that do not limit yourself. Okay. If you have
Yeah.
any kind of passion, just follow that. Follow your heart. We don't know when
Yeah.
our life is going to end. We cannot have time to
Yeah.
regret
When
even.
you are getting the opportunity and try to
Yeah.
implement that opportunity and enjoy the process.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So let your like try to achieve your own dreams. Do not just let others to suppress your dreams. That is the
Yeah, of
main
course.